Now, before we start the video, if you guys would like to join a group of like-minded individuals, people who are serious about making life-changing money, then join the private group. The results do speak for itself. In the last 2 years, we've made approximately over 1000x on long-term and short-term investments, and we will continue to do so with the hidden gems that we have in the private group. All the links are in the description. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to make it clear that this is entirely my opinion. No one should take any of this personal. Like I said, this is my opinion. You could have a different view. It doesn't make any difference, like at the end of the day, we are here to make money. So I will give an objective view on all these projects in terms of how much X's they can do. Some of these projects have done significant gains already, so they're not going to be performing as well as the newer projects. So let's go over the list. Now, the first project on the list is OXO. Now, OXO has done, a significant amount of gains already. Moving forward, this project will give you a 10x to 20x. It's a very good project. I do like the utility behind it. However, like I said, it's done over 100x already. The likely chances of this doing anything crazy moving forward is very unlikely. ChainGPT, another very good project. I do think this one can do pretty well with the Launchpad. A lot of people have been utilizing the Launchpad, and they have many other features with very good partnerships. I could see this doing, a 30x from this point on, especially with this significant dip that we've had in the market. And I think after the rate cuts, the dip will continue. So you will get better buying opportunities across the board on all these projects. Now, the next project is OR. OR is a brand new project. Not many people know about it. However, it has some of the biggest backers in the crypto space, in the AI sphere specifically. There's big companies utilizing this project. For example, you got the likes of Dow Technologies, you got the likes of Tencent Cloud, Seagate, Lenovo Image. These are massive companies that's already utilizing their product, and the BNB chain uses them for their storage. They got grants from Google, Microsoft, and some of these big companies. And this is a project that earns $12 million annually and does regular buybacks and burns, so is deflationary. 65% of the supply is for mining, and I do think this has the potential to do a 50x moving forward. I recommend everyone do their research on this project. The vesting schedule is really good. Everything about this project, screams that it's going to do extremely well in this coming bull run. It's brand new. Most people don't know about it just yet. This is why I am the best gem hunter. I find this project before all the big YouTubers talk about them. Now, SDAO, this is a project that's been around for a long time. It is the launchpad for the AGIX ecosystem. And it's one that is not really worth the investment because not many people are interested, in projects launched on the AGIX ecosystem or in launchpads in general at the moment. But this is one launchpad that just hasn't been performing at all, for the past 2-3 years. I would put this in the ass tier. This is definitely not worth the investment. The next project on the list is Sensei. For those of you guys that are not aware of Sensei, is this concept of digital immortality. They got a very good concept. They got a working product and it's fair launched as well. So everyone got in at the same price. There's no VCs that can dump on you. The vesting schedule is really, really good. There's like less than 1x dilution to the end of 2025. So the vesting schedule is good. They got some very good backers: Fetch AI, AGIX, Ocean Protocol, Travala, WorldCoin. There's many big partnerships behind this project. They have a working product. There's projects sitting at millions of dollars in market cap and they don't even have a product yet. This is 2.5, $2.6 million in market cap, and they have a working product. This is a project that I do think has the potential to do 100x in this coming bull run. These AI replicas, these AI agents, AGI, has already proven that AI agents can perform really well. And these guys are developing very good AI agents that you can build yourself right now. GTAI, although fundamentally is a good project, the concept is very bullish. However, the problem with this project is the vesting schedule. Almost 40%, close to 50% of the supply is in the hands of early investors. For me, it's not worth the investment. However, if you do hold it, when the AI narrative takes off, almost every single project pumps. So you are not a genius if you buy any of these projects now and they do a 5x, 10x. You have to find the next 100x, 50x. That is how you stand out. So I don't think GTAI, with the vesting schedule, has the potential to do anything more than a 10x. I would put this in the 10x category. Now, AGI is the only AI project in the crypto space that is developing an AI agent DEX. Now, they do have a beta version out already, which is called Lucy. And this is something as simple as you can tell Lucy to buy you, $100 worth of AGI. And without you having to do anything, it will carry out that transaction for you using the lowest gas fees. And I think once retail comes into crypto, a lot of retail don't know how to use a DEX. I can see them utilizing Lucy. They do have other AI agents, and the team has mentioned, this was a gaming slash AI project. So far, they're only focusing on AI. However, in the bull run, they did say that they're going to eventually start bringing out games as well in 2025. So I could see this project doing anywhere between a 30 to 50x. However, I would put it in the 30x. This has dumped significantly than the rest of the market. So the amount of gains you can gain on this project has increased. Now, AIT, I don't think is worth the investment. There's quite a few people talking about this project. However, there is a mint function on this project, and there's a few issues on this project regarding the tax modification. This is a red flag for me, because at the end of the day, if a project has a mint function because it's cross chain, then it's understandable. Because if you're on the Binance Smart Chain and you're on the Ethereum Smart Chain, you do need a mint function, to bridge. However, this is only on Ethereum and it has a mint function. Therefore, it's not worth the investment. There's no point in you guys taking your money, risking your money on these projects, when you can buy other projects that are a lot safer and give you similar gains. So for me, this is not worth the investment. Now, ARC, it's a decent project. It's been around for a decent amount of time, over a year now. It's this concept of AI, using AI to build dApps. I do think it can perform, as long as the team's continuously working during these bear market times. When the AI narrative takes off, like I said, everything pumps. I do think ARC has the potential to do a 10 to 20x moving forward. Akash, fundamentally is a very good project. Nothing wrong with it. It's one of I think it's the top two DeepIn project behind Render in terms of market cap, at least. Now, this is like I said, fundamentally a good project. In terms of how much X is going to give you, it's not going to give you too much, 5 to 10x max. Same thing with Tau. Tau fundamentally is a very good project. I found Tau around $40. I found quite a lot of these projects quite early. Now, Tau, with the market cap it has, is very unlikely that it's going to give you anything more than a 5 to 10x moving forward. Same thing with ASI. This is a combination of AGIX, Fetch AI, and Ocean Protocol. And this has a very high market cap, like 2-3 billion. So this is only going to give you a 5 to 10x. Chirply, although it's very niche, the product, the concept is very niche. Using Chirply for nano influencers to promote themselves. This is a very niche concept. I think is a very unique concept in the crypto space. However, with a niche concept, it's very unlikely to go parabolic. However, because it has, backings from Binance Labs, Binance Labs has invested a large amount of money behind this project. I can't disclose the exact figure, but just know it is a very large amount of money. So therefore, if these guys can, they've already got their product out, you can utilize their product. If these guys can pay for a few tier one exchange listings, which they can, this can do really well. I would put this in the 30x category. It is a micro cap project. You're looking about $2 to $3 million in market cap, and it's been holding up reasonably well. In the bull run, I do think it can do a 30x. It could even do a 50x. If it does get mass adopted, or even if a specific country mass adopts Chirply, it can do 100x. I would not put it past Chirply. With the funding they have, with the backings they have from Binance Labs, I could see Chirply doing really well. I would put it in the 30x category. That's being conservative. AI Tech, very, very good project. This is the only project or DeepIn project in the crypto space that has a data center that they are building right now. You can go there to you can check out the data center. And I do think, they have tier one listings on the roadmap. The same thing with AGI and AI Tech. They got, shortlisted to be listed on Binance. However, due to market conditions and the team being smart, they have yet to be listed, and they will most likely save this tier one exchange listings for when the narrative's hot, when the market's back bullish. I think they're saving it for that, and I think that's a very smart thing to do. So I can see AI Tech doing anywhere between a 30 to 50x. However, I would put in the 50x category. I do think it has the potential to do really well. The team on both AGI and AI Tech has locked up their tokens now. This just shows that they're here for the long run and not just for a quick money grab. And the data center is being built. You guys can check it out yourself on the Twitter. This is the only FUD that everyone has on AI Tech, is the fact that the data center has been delayed, but it is being built in the background. Claw AI, fundamentally a good project. They've recently decided to dox their team, which I think is very bullish. This has done significant amounts. I call this a very early, done like a 40, 50x for me. Same thing with AI Tech and AGI, 42, 45x on each. And I do think both of these, I think Claw AI could do a 10 to 20x, possibly a 30x. I would put it in the 10 to 20x, just being conservative. It could push for a 30x, but like I said, it's done significant gains already. There's a likely chance of this doing crazy amounts. Now, it hasn't retraced as much as most other projects. So therefore, I don't think it's going to give you as much gains as something like AI Tech, which is very close to, the lows. DexCheck, launchpads in the bull run do very well. DexCheck is fundamentally a very solid project, has multiple use cases. People do utilize DexCheck. However, as an investment, it's not going to give you anything more than 10x. I mean, during the last AI pump, this barely pumped, done like a 5, 6, 7x or something. But this is the problem with most launchpads. They pump, and then when VC investments or private sales no longer become profitable because the vesting becomes longer than the bull run, people don't really get involved in them. People just want to hold tokens till the bull run and get rid of them. There's no point in getting in private sales in the middle of the bull run, knowing that the vesting is going to be all the way, in the bear market. It's pointless. Therefore, it doesn't really perform as well. I could see this still doing a 10x. There's a bunch of people shitting this. EMC, is a very, very good project. They've recently just got a 20 million funding raised from Polygon Ventures and Amber Ventures. So they have a bunch of money now to develop the project. However, the only concern with this project is the tokenomics, which the team has mentioned that they will fix at some point. So once they fix the tokenomics, I can see this project doing minimum of 30x. It is a micro cap. You're looking about $7 to $8 million in market cap. This could easily go on to do at least a 30x in the bull run. Now, Layer AI is a good project. The only problem with this is, the team launched a project, rugged it, and then rebranded as Layer AI. That is a massive red flag for me. However, if you hold this project, it will pump. It will give you a 10 to 20x, I think, in the bull run. But like I said, there's red flags behind this. I personally would not hold this project. GLQ, same thing, has run significantly. Moving forward, I do think GLQ can give you a 10 to 20x, maybe even a 30x. GLQ, I'll put in the 30x category. I do think GLQ is a very good project, fundamentally very good project. Graph AI, I would not buy this project. That project. ICP, ass. Octavia, not worth the investment. I'll call that ass as well. I personally would not buy this project. Why? Because the vesting is too harsh. Like I said, if the vesting is too harsh, there's no point in you investing into it because you are just going to become back holders for the early investors. And the early investors, these guys are invested into multiple projects. They have no social attachment to Octavia. As soon as they're in a little bit of profits, they just dump. They will never let the project do well because every time it pumps, if they hold a large chunk of the supply, they'll just keep dumping. Eventually, you're only looking at about 3 to 4x, 5x. And that's why they're not worth the investment. Octaspace, fundamentally is a good project. However, they lack funding. One of the biggest red flags of this project is the CEO. There's two people doxing the team. One of the CEOs in the Telegram all day interacting with the community, telling people to like their Twitter posts. And recently, one of the biggest red flag things they've done for me was they've asked the community to raise 400K for an exchange listing. Now, this is a red flag because they claim they're working with Coca-Cola. So if they're working with Coca-Cola, they surely they should have some funding for these exchange listings. There's no reason for the community to pay for the exchange listings. The only attractive thing about Octaspace is the fact that the chart looks good. This is due to the fact that 30% of the supply is staked, and this hasn't really given you the life-changing gains like most other projects have, like AI Tech, AGI. It's not like a 2x during the last AI deepen narrative. And for me, that's a massive red flag. When most other AI projects, deepen projects, done a 5x, 10x, 50x, 100x, 200x, Octaspace only done a 2.5x from the lows. If you got in the exact lows, in December, January times, you would have only made a 2.5x. For me, that is not worth the investment. And I think this project can only do a 5 to 10x in the bull run max. So I'll put it in this category. Ring AI, decent project. They have tax features and all these other features. I personally would not invest into it unless it's a very small percentage, because this is very degen, but they are utilizing the tax features very well. So I can see this, if they do a little bit of marketing, it could do a 10 to 20x in the bull run. Node AI, not worth the investment in my opinion. It will do like a 5 to 10x. This is the one that I called, trade alert in my VIP group. This done 150x. I found this at like 100, 200k market cap. It went on to do like a 150x in total. I don't remember how much exactly. But moving forward, I personally don't think this is going to give you more than a 5 to 10x. It's a good project. People utilize it, but I just don't think it's going to give you too much money. The market cap is a little bit higher. Nuclei, once upon a time, this was a good project. It's a very bullish concept, a layer one, data. It basically aims to tackle the data problem within AI. People are utilizing, like IONET, some of these bigger companies are utilizing it. However, the vesting schedule for this is extremely harsh. It is very, very harsh. It is mostly catered to early investors, which is why I don't like investing in projects, where most of the supply is in the hands of early investors. I will put this in the 10x category, no more than that. I think with Alex Becker shitting this could do really well in the short term. However, these pumps are not going to be sustainable. As soon as the narrative changes, this will be one of the first projects to dump down significantly. OFN, another good project, very good concept, very good backers as well. In terms of the vesting, you're looking about 40% in the hands of early investors. However, there's only a 2x dilution. So it's not too bad. I think 2x, 2.5x dilution from the top of my head. I do think OFN can do reasonably well. I'll put in the 10x, 10 to 20x category. I highly doubt this will do anything more than that, just based on the fact that 40% of the supply is in the hands of early investors. And people don't realize that 2.5x dilution is mostly early investors. So every time it gets unlocked, the only people that could sell is early investors who are still up on the investments despite this massive dip that we've had. So that's why I personally would not go too heavy on that project. Power AI, 5 to 10x max. I personally would not buy it. ORAI it is fundamentally a good project, but it won't do more than I think we'll put in a 10x category. I think ORAI is a fundamentally good project. Palm AI is ass. Render will give you a 5 to 10x. TARS could give you a 30x. I think this is a good project. It is backed by the Solana Foundation. It aims to be the main platform for AI and deepen on the Solana ecosystem. Therefore, I think it can perform well. I'm bullish on the Solana chain. I'm bullish on Solana. If Solana does well, the ecosystem will perform. AI and deepen is the best narrative, in my opinion. I think this is a narrative that's going to outperform the entire market. Therefore, with all of that combination, I do think TARS AI could do a 30x. The dilution isn't the best. The vesting is not, it's like about 3x, 3.5x dilution. So it's not the best. However, I think despite the fact that most early investors are up significantly, most of the early investors didn't have massive allocations. That's why it's holding up very well during this massive dip. Dynex, a very similar scenario to Octaspace. I don't think is worth the investment at all. Dynex has done hundreds of X's already. It got listed on TradeOrg or XGeg. Any of those projects, a very low market cap, went on to do hundreds of X's, and now it's just slowly dying because they have no money. No one's utilizing Dynex. This is why one of the team members is going under people's comment sections and begging for an AMA. I would never buy this project. I think his name is Yeti or some guy, he keeps coming under comment sections trying to force an AMA, shilling the project. That is a massive red flag to me because no co-founder, no CEO, no team member of a project should be under comment sections shilling the project. That is a massive red flag. I would never ever buy Dynex. I would never suggest any of you guys even touch Dynex. They don't have no funding. Just look at the chart. During January and February, like I said, when most other AI projects were going parabolic, this didn't even pump. It pumped in March randomly. So this is, this doesn't even pump with AI projects or deep in projects. I just personally would never touch this project. Via have run significantly. I call this a very early, done like 100x on this. I would put in the 10x category moving forward, max 5 to 10x. Let's just say 10x. I've already done layer. I don't know why I got a second version. This is not worth the investment. That's a very old project. Nasana could do a 10x. They've just partnered with the Solana Foundation. I think it can do really well. DMTR, same thing, 10x. Already ran significantly. It is quite niche. It's one of a kind in the crypto space. This is why it has performed extremely well. However, this has done significant gains already. It's not going to give you anything crazy more than a 10x. I would put this in a 10x category only. AI agent, not worth the investment. I'll put in the 5 10x. I personally would not buy it. Spectre AI is not too bad. I would put it over here. Opspeg, this project is ass. I've been telling people not to buy this project for a very long time. And recently they rocked the project. Look, all these projects say they got hacked, but they don't always get hacked. This is just another way for one of the devs taking profits or one of the team members taking profits. And they say we got hacked or bridged or whatever. It's all bullshit. I don't believe none of it. I personally would never buy Opspec. Therefore, I don't think you guys should, invest into this. Just do your research into this. They got hacked like a month ago, and they still haven't done the migration. I don't think. Cubic, good project, has done thousands of X's. The only problem with Cubic is, like I said, it's done approximately like 500-600x. It's just not worth the investment anymore. The team behind this is known for creating a project, making it pump significantly, and then eventually getting rid of it and starting a new project. And because this done so many X's already, I personally would not buy this. But even though fundamentally is really good, this will only give you a 10x, 20x max. I would potentially put in the 10x category. A lot of people do shit it, so it will pump. I don't know what project that is. I'll put that last. IONET, very, very good project. Fundamentally one of the best projects. I would put this project, in the 10x category, 10 to 20x. The market cap's high. The vesting is okay. It's not too bad. But like I said, this will only do a 10x just based off the market cap. AFAS, same thing. Very good project. It's just not going to give you too much money because of the market cap. FLT is only good if you hold it short term. If you're holding this project long term, I don't really see it worth the investment. Why? Because if you look at the supply, the project, most of the circulating supply comes all out. 50% of the supply comes out in 2025. So therefore, I don't think it's worth the investment if 50% of the supply comes out in 1 year, and most of it is early investors and the team. That's why I personally would not buy the investment. You could, potentially buy it during the narrative. It will probably potentially pump 5x, 10x. The market cap is not too high, but as an investment, I personally would not invest into it. Neural AI, it gets showed by quite a few people, so I do think it can pump. However, this has no docs team. I personally would not touch it. I would put it in the 10x category, 10, 20x category. OGPU is another project with a very similar thing. If it survives this massive shakeout, it could perform well when the narrative takes off. However, I personally don't think this is a little bit too risky for my liking. There's no docs team. The website looks very, very basic. People are using the nodes and they're mining the project, whatever. That's completely fine. However, with the risk of this project, I personally would not buy it. But if it survives and they don't rock the project, this could do a 20x, a 30x. I would put in the 20x category. It's very similar to Claude AI. People look at this as the next Claude AI. Based AI, fundamentally very, very good project. This could give Tao a run for his money. I think the technology behind Based AI is a lot better than Tao's. But because, they have very, very few exchange listings, but fundamentally is a very good. I would put this in the 20x category. I do think Based AI from this point on could go to do $1 to $2 billion in market cap. It is fundamentally a very solid project. SNS, same thing, 10 to 20x, backed by us, they've done Solana. They've already proven that they can do really well. The concept is pretty good. I do think it can do pretty. I think it's a very good trade. Spectral AI, this is a tricky one because the vesting is very good. However, 40-50% of the supply is in the hands of early investors. If AI does not pump before March, the unlocks, these guys start getting their tokens and they get it in a very short period of time. I personally would not take that risk. If AI pumps in January, February next year, this will do really well because there's not much people that can dump on you. However, if AI gets delayed and it's not the second narrative, third narrative that takes off, then this project, will get heavily early investor focused. All of those guys are going to get their tokens and they hold a large chunk of the supply. So, the gains will be minimum. I personally would put this in a 5 to 10x category. Market cap is quite high as well. That will be the end of this video. I can't remember what token this is, so I will just ignore it. In the comment section, you guys can tell me what token that is. I can't remember from the top of my head, therefore I will not even talk about it. This is the end of the video. If you guys like the video, drop a like, drop a subscribe button, hit the post notification so you guys get alerted when I go live, because I do regular lives almost 4 or 5 times a week and I do make videos. But I appreciate all you guys,